Yo, welcome, guys.
What's up, guys?
First episode of the Nightly Pour.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Welcome. What we have going tonight is the Honey Deuce in honor of the U.S. Open.
Let's go. Simple recipe.
Simple recipe. If you follow our newsletter at theweeklytea.com.
Simple plug.
Simple plug.
Quick
yes,
plug.
We're plugging it in.
Gotta throw it in there.
Sorry I have these lame headphones on. I'm trying to check the sound so we know we're actually recording.
Yeah. We're balling on a budget here.
We're balling on a budget. We're making it happen.
We're figuring it out.
But thanks for tuning in, first of all. Just to introduce ourselves, I am Dylan.
I'm
is Dan. And we are Hoboken residents now. We're not native.
Roommates.
Yeah,
we are.
So I guess how this all started is it was COVID, we were roommates, and we kind of were like, hey, let's start a podcast like every other podcaster out there. Mm-hmm. But we were roommates. Our other roommate left, actually.
Yeah.
R.I.P. He was a great kid.
Not dead.
Not dead.
Moved.
Not dead. He just moved.
Let's clarify that. Yeah.
Let's clarify that. He didn't die.
He's okay.
But he moved, and then we said, hey, he moved out. We did like a lot of self-reflection, meditation, like everyone does in COVID. And then we said, hey, let's start this podcast because we have nothing better to do.
Right.
And then that carried on to post-COVID. And now we're trying to start this whole media company. Again, shameless plug, follow the Weekly Tea newsletter.
Yeah.
I'm fixing my lame headphones again. But we are Hoboken natives. I said that before.
Yeah.
Dan is originally from Chicago.
Chicago boy.
For all you Chicago Midwesterners out there.
Yeah. Love the East Coast. Went to school on the East Coast from Chicago, but still a Midwesterner at heart. But, like to travel, so... Always like meeting new people, going to new places. But yeah, we decided, Dylan and I, we didn't know each other before he's been in Hoboken for a while.
True.
I didn't been here, so I didn't really know a ton of people here. So kind of took a leap and moved here. And I was like, don't really know this kid. It was a random roommate situation.
And
ended up working out.
Isn't he lucky now?
Yeah, I am. Most of the time I meet people who know him. I'm like, I'm sorry that you know him, but
Yeah, for all the people that know me, I'm sorry that you know me.
He always. He's a fun time. And we both work for a living, like 9 to 5. And I was thinking one day, I'm like, what do we do? I like this, but I want to do something else.
Well, here, explain the whole podcast as well.
Yeah. So I want to do something else. So I'm like, I kind of want to start a media company. I've been reading like a lot of like newsletters, listening to a lot of other podcasts. And I'm like, what's like missing out of like everything I'm listening to? And I'm like, there's a lot of news, a lot of negative news I'm seeing, some positive stuff. So I'm like, initially I'm like,
we are always talking. We're saying
we're always thinking of ideas to do business together.
Everything's so shitty. Well, yes, business together, but we're like, the news is so shitty.
Yeah.
Why is it so shitty? Why can't we find a positive in life? Because I'm an eternal optimist, or I try to be. Dan's a pessimist. No, I'm kidding.
No. So we're both like optimistic, but I mean, I think that like we always just wanted to start a business since like we met each other and became boys, and it's like it wasn't like whether we're going to start or not. It's like, what is it going to be? And both of us kind of like realized that we don't really read like a ton of the news, and I think most of that is because like it's like negative, which I mean it makes sense because a lot of like negative stuff gets views and people read it, but we don't really care about that. Honestly, like what we want is like we want to start a media company, and what we are doing is we already did start it, that brings positive news, where you can wake up in the morning, or you read it in the middle of the day when you're drinking coffee, when you're having dinner, when you're
going out for
when
night out.
When you're going out, like this podcast.
This is not my night out clothing, just to let you know. I just got to represent Jersey because I'm a Jersey boy. Go Devils.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a pregame, so
it's a pregame.
We're gonna change before we go out to the bars.
But or we could just go out like this.
Yeah,
we're studs.
We don't care too much. We don't care too much. But no, we want it to be, we really like the like positive part of the news. I think that's why we both like didn't read it. So we thought that would be like something that could be interesting to explore. So we decided to start this newsletter, and it's really focused on just like bringing positivity into your life versus like you having to read all this negative stuff all the time.
So subscribe, link below.
Subscribe, yeah.
Weeklytea.com.
You won't be unhappy. Yeah, it's always going to put a smile on your face.
Yes.
It'll make you laugh.
We might be boring for this first podcast, but I promise you the next podcast will be more upbeat. We're just laying the groundwork.
Yeah. And also, like, we want to know what's happening, in your lives that makes you happy and things like that. Like Dylan and I are only two people, so we're always down to hear like what our subscribers want to say or what people have to say about, what's going on with them, something funny that happened, put a smile on their face because like, we can't tell the whole story by ourselves.
And if you know people who want to be on our podcast,
exactly, or if you want to be on
our podcast, we can dial you in.
Absolutely.
We'll hook you up.
Right. So we started the media company, and then we're like, we want to have a better way of, connecting with people instead of me just, sending you emails each week, which can get a little boring, we know. So we wanted to start something
that's... They're very engaging. Don't worry.
He's a sales guy, so he's selling you well. So we wanted to start something where we could get on like a little bit more of, a personal level. You could get to know us. Maybe we could have you on at some point, get to know you a little bit. But this is really kind of meant to be, it's called the Nightly Pour. We wanted to relate to like the weekly tea, so our newsletter and our media company.
Right, we got that whole tea theme going on.
So it's going to be Friday or Saturday nights when it's a little more mellow, when people aren't in school, people aren't working, and it's going to be more focused on kind of like just...
It's also for the people after work who are working. Yeah. Like me, every day.
Right. So it's kind of, we kind of are treating it as like a little bit of like a pre-game before you go out, whether you drink or you don't drink. So we're drinking the honeydew for the U.S. Open. So
the honeydew, that's a good topic of discussion. I think it's going on right now, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay,
so,
all right.
We're looking at the semifinals for the men's. We know that Djokovic is.
Oh,
in the
you're
final.
looking it up. We're getting live stats.
Yeah, we're getting live stats.
We're
right
going
now.
live.
That's where we're going.
Come to us live.
Yeah.
Every U.S. Open.
We're not,
every Olympic event. Come to us.
We're not big into the betting game or anything yet, or putting money
not
on
yet.
sports. We're working it in.
We could be. I might have an addictive
slow
personality.
But steady. Right. We're more of Atlantic City guys, but we're working into the sports betting. So we know that Djokovic is in the final. I think he won. I don't know a lot about tennis. I'm going to be honest.
Are you into tennis?
Yeah, I like tennis, but I don't like know a ton about professional tennis.
Okay.
So, but I know that Djokovic won. So, Alcaraz.
Who's Maria Sharapova? Beautiful.
So,
love her out there.
Yeah, she's great.
But she's also a good tennis player.
Yeah, we like women's tennis too. Women's tennis is dope. But Djokovic is in the men's final.
He's losing his cool out there.
Yeah, a little bit. So he's in the men's final. I know that he won the last like big tennis competition. I know that Alcaraz won like Wimbledon. Djokovic beat Alcaraz in the last one. So now it's like whether or not Alcaraz is going to make it to play him in the U.S. Open. So far, fingers crossed.
And
it's not looking great for Alcaraz.
Where's he from?
That's a good question. I think he's from Spain. He's from Spain.
From Spain. Okay, if you're a tennis player, comment on our post. We posted this week, right?
We did. We posted
and you can read our wonderful blog.
Yeah.
Another shameless plug.
Yeah, so we're not big tennis guys. So we posted on like what we'd recommend is like a decent outfit to go to, U.S. Open.
But if you're a tennis person, chime in. We'd love to hear you.
Yeah, we would.
Okay, so we got. Sorry, I interrupted his live stats.
You're interrupting me a lot. I'm kidding.
I'm interrupting him a lot.
No,
we got the live stats going.
Yeah, so Alcaraz.
It's semifinals, right?
Semifinals. So he's. I should have called out who he's playing. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but he's playing Medvedev, and it looks like.
Where's he from?
He's from. Good question. He's from Russia.
Russia.
Okay, so we got a little Russia-Spain action rivalry right now.
Russia-Spain, not the Cold War, but it's a rivalry.
Yeah, and so far he's down. It's 3-6. So Medvedev's winning. So it's close, and Alcaraz might not make it, but hopefully the boy pulls through. He's so young. He's like I think he's 21.
Oh.
And he won Wimbledon as a 21-year-old, first time this year.
We should probably say that Dan's young. He's 25.
Young blood, 25.
Young blood.
And
I'm an old man.
He's really old.
I'm 25 plus a few years.
Yeah, but sometimes he can keep up with me like much more than I would think he'd be able to.
Sometimes I can. If you wanna come out in Hoboken with us, you let us know.
He always can. I feel like I've always hoped before him. So.
I mean, hey, we're making it happen out there.
I do like to have fun though. Doesn't mean I leave early. It means
we always like to
late.
have fun. So that's why we're nightly pouring it. We're about to go.
We do.
Where are we gonna go? Mick Swiggins. Shout out to Mick Swiggins in Hoboken.
The thing with me and him is we we're good at planning, like, if we are going on trips or things, but, like, we're not great at planning, like, what bar we want to go to. We kind of just walk and look around, and we're like, this looks cool.
We're free-flowing.
You got to be in the moment a little.
Be in the moment.
That's what it's about.
I love being in the moment.
So Alcaraz is 21, so he's, fresh blood. And then I think Djokovic has won, like, he's won, like, 3 Wimbledons. I'm pretty sure he's, like, 36 or something. So, like, age difference is, like, there.
It's pretty good.
Well, it's big. Like, I mean, good for him at 36 for, like, still,
Tennis is a lot of back and forth. I think that's tough on the legs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a runner, but the back and forth motion is not great for me.
I've seen clips of, like, I don't like play tennis, but, like, I've seen clips of what both of them, like, have done in matches, and it's, like, pretty impressive.
It's intense.
So it's intense. Yeah.
All right, so we hope the best for. Are we going for Spain or are we going for Russia?
So Russia's who he's right now in the semifinals. It's Spain versus Russia.
But who do you want? Do you want Russia?
I want Spain. I like Alcaraz. I like he's young and he won Wimbledon, so I'm going to go Alcaraz. And then if he wins, he plays a Serbian guy in the final. So Djokovic is Serbian.
Okay. All right. Do we want the Serbian guy to win? Djokovic?
I'm Alcaraz all the way. I mean, U.S. guy wins. It would be awesome to see a U.S. guy in the final. Okay. He's not like they're not in this. There's no chance a U.S. person's going to be in the final. So you know what it's going to be either Serbia Spain or it's Serbia Russia. So we're going Spain and
we're going Spain.
And then if Spain loses, we'll go Serbia.
I'm
going
to go with Dan. We're going with Spain. I mean, Alcaraz all the way. I'm not a tennis fan, but for all you tennis lovers out there. May the best man, woman. Is it women or men too? Is it?
Men and women are both. It's doubles and singles, both men and women.
May the best man or women win the U.S. Open. And where's it at? It's City Field, right?
Yeah, it's in Queens.
It's in Queens. Yeah. Okay. I just went to a, what was it? Grateful Dead and Company concert out there.
I'm sure that was a smart
Very different experience.
I'm sure that was a night full of smart decisions.
Very different experience.
Yeah.
To my coworker Emily out there.
Cheers, Emily.
Yeah,
thanks for dealing with him for the night.
Thanks for dealing with me.
I think he got back at 6 a.m. I think I was getting up to go to the gym.
It was a long night. But it was a good concert. So if you guys like the Grateful Dead, definitely recommend that. Or I think they're done now.
Yeah.
So never mind. You can't do that. But
he
listen
did
to the music.
He got to experience the end.
So if you ever want to recap, you let us know and I will recap in detail for you.
Yeah.
It was
his crazy night.
It was a crazy night.
Not on the podcast. He's going to recap.
Story for another time.
So this honeydew drink, this cocktail that's at the U.S. Open.
Yeah. So that's why again, if you read our blog, shameless plug.
Another shameless plug. We were going to say is we're going to have our own take on this. It's good. Ours is a little simpler and it's still good. So
ours is a poor man's.
These podcasts are going to be quick, 20 to 30 minutes. You might not have time to make something very complex, so. You could whip this up in like 1-2 minutes, 4 ingredients.
Yes.
Like it's gonna be very quick and easy. So
I think the total cost. What was this? We got cheap vodka.
Yeah.
And then I think it has a liqueur in it.
Yeah, raspberry liqueur.
Like
raspberry liqueur.
$13, and then lemonade, which is like $3-4. So this is not the Grey Goose version that you get at the U.S. Open, but it is.
We're not bougie here, but we enjoy good times.
As they say, dirty jers.
It's true, dirty jers.
Dirty jers. I mean, we're not dirty, so but it's a good drink.
Dirty Dan
it
loves
still
dirty
works.
jers.
It still works. Well, he said it, not me. So stay dirty, Jersey. Hey, it's my home, so gotta love it. You're a transplant from Chicago.
Yeah,
we'll accept you for who you are.
I came out of a lab. I was placed in Jersey.
They're built different in the Midwest. They're too
cookie
smiley. Your cookie cutter.
Hey, shout out Chicago though. Chicago's a fun time.
Shout out Chicago. I used to be an architect, so I have a lot of love for Chicago. But
yeah, we're actually watching How I Met Your Mother right now. We keep talking about how he's like a mix of Ted and Barney.
I'm Barney and Ted.
Because in the bar, he's like Barney with like being able to like talk to girls.
I have the Riz.
Yeah,
I'm old.
He's 29 and he's like, I have the Riz. I don't think that's what we say, but
when I was young, back in my day, we had game, but now the young kids are saying the Riz. So for all you that don't know what Riz is, because this was a recent term that I found out through my young friend here, Dan. Riz started in Baltimore. I looked this up.
Yeah.
It is a variation on the word charisma. So, fun fact for you. If anyone says Riz, it's charisma shortened.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, the more you know,
Yeah,
right?
but he's
fact.
a mix of Barney with that kind of spot, and then he's also, Ted is the hopeless romantic, where he's kind of like looking for something, and he's an architect, so he's kind of a mix of the two.
So any ladies out there, if you're looking for love, hit me up.
Hit his line.
Hit my line.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people I know who have said I should apply for a reality TV show. Like,
Bachelorette, Bachelor Nation,
Love Island.
I
got thrown out there.
Send an email to team@theweeklyt.com and hit his line.
Please don't.
You know what? Just call his number. Here's what it is.
Call my number. That's for later. That's at the end of the show. But if you want me to be on a reality TV show, we'll put it in our next blog post. We'll make a poll. We'll make what reality TV show should I be on?
Yeah. Same with the recipe for you guys for this. It's simple. It's easy.
Yeah,
we're going to be putting a lot of recipes on because this podcast is going to be every week. So
this podcast is going to be out of control.
You're going to have an endless amount of opportunity or recipes, and also. But occasionally we might be drinking Coors Light because we don't feel like making something else. So I'm gonna just.
You gotta love a good Coors Light.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we're gonna get better and better as we go along. This is the first one, so if you enjoy listening to us, subscribe. Subscribe to our podcast. Subscribe to our newsletter. Subscribe to it all. But once we get guests on here, it'll be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Once we get your comments on here, we'll kind of morph and ebb and flow. Right? It's like the river.
Yeah, the goal is to have guests on so we can ask them questions.
Eventually, we'll have guests on, but right now,
so I don't have to, we don't have to like brag or talk about our lives like too much.
I mean,
we could like learn about someone else. I'm sure you guys want to listen to like someone else's life that you might kind of know but don't know a ton about.
Yes. So comment, like, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. But we're gonna morph. We're gonna be the best podcast out here. Right now, we're just pre-gaming and we're talking.
We're just vibing.
So you know what? Next podcast we should play some music. We should do a power hour.
I was thinking we should do.
We should do a power hour.
Dude, you and I are on the same. You and I are on the same exact. I just dropped the
it's like he's already drunk. He's not.
A little bit.
A little bit.
The plan was not to pregame. Before the pregame, we got Mars.
If you want a power hour, let us know. We'll do that next time. And we can power hour and chat through the power hour.
Yeah. Eventually, we'd like to do them live too. So maybe pull up TikTok live, do a little power hour with you guys. Have someone on for the power hour, a surprise guest. Maybe have a few people on.
We could Skype someone in. Is that old school to say Skype? We could live someone in.
You are so old school. Riz and Skype. I mean, Riz is like new school, but you say it like it's old school. It's the way you say it.
I'm an old man.
With the headphones too.
Hey, I think these are still fashionable.
They're my headphones, but he's wearing them. I didn't want to wear them on this.
Just trying to check the sound quality here. I'm a man of the people.
It's the first one. And
I'm a man of the people. I'm trying to be here for the viewers.
Yeah, it wasn't too tough to like set everything up technically. It took a few minutes, but we figured it out.
So we're here. We're live. We're making it happen. And speaking of live, we were going to film this in San Diego, but we didn't.
We were just in San Diego.
We were just in San Diego.
Yes.
Hot travel destination, apparently.
It is. Yeah.
It is? It is.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go there? But
you seem to question my San Diego hot travel destination. I like it.
I love it too.
For all you Californians out there.
Pacific Beach. Great spot.
Great spot.
Gaslamp, we didn't get to see you, but we're coming there soon.
No.
In the next few months, we'll be there eventually.
Next few months.
Encinitas, awesome spot.
Encinitas, great place. Where did we go? Pina
and Encinitas. Yeah, that was like the Mexican restaurant.
If you're in Encinitas, go to Pina.
The Shanty in Cardiff, also great spot.
Shanty in Cardiff.
Low-key bar, great spot. Fun time, good music.
If you are trying to go out and have a low-key night, great place.
Don't hit us up if you're trying to have a low-key night. I thought he was going to say that.
We're
definitely don't hit us up.
We're banned from there. No, we're not banned from there. But I don't know if we're welcomed with open arms. It's all we have to say. It was quite a night. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Just don't hit us up for a low-key night. Or do, but it might not be low-key.
We could have low-key nights, but
this is a low-key night.
Well, this is a pregame, so this is a bit of a different experience.
Yeah, but we're you got to record us. You got to stay a little more sane.
It's early still. We're gonna have a high-powered night, but this is a low-key pregame. But when we were back from San Diego, me having the travel bug,
maybe we let them know like some of the topics we talk about, like in the newsletter.
Just throw it in
We
there?
could,
Yeah.
but hold on. I want to get to my piece.
That's fine. I'm rushed.
Don't rush
I'm rushed.
me. Don't rush me.
Your piece.
I was looking at a lot of different things because
Oh.
I have the travel bug.
Yeah.
You know I have the travel
You
bug.
do. But
so
none of those are going to beat San Diego, or they might be better.
they might be better than San Diego, but I looked up best places to travel in 2024, and where is this site? EF Tours. So it's a biased. It may be biased, but it's biased to EF Tours.
Yeah.
But it's a good list. They have Costa Rica,
There we
Peru, Thailand,
Oh, that sounds fun.
Japan, Egypt, Zanzibar. I've never been to Zanzibar. That sounds cool. Spain, Portugal, Greece,
Okay, it's a lot.
and Croatia as the top 10 places to go to.
I feel like we've had like a million people like tell us in the last month like go to Croatia.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's been like so many people.
We're part of a run club, so for all you runners out there,
We
cheers
might.
to you.
I want to start a weekly tea. Strava. He's a little bit against it.
I'm a little bit against
But you know, if
it,
you guys walk, you run, you lift, you know, we just want to post whenever, not every day because we don't work out every
we could
day.
start a Strava group.
But maybe like
Strava
Strava group
group,
me,
Strava
or maybe
challenge.
even challenge or something like that. But if you like to, you don't have to be super athletic or into running or lifting, but just something to stay active.
If you want to run with us, you can follow us.
Yeah, or if you're in like the area, hit us up.
But a kid from a run club, he just recently went to Croatia. So it
Yeah.
was amazing. I want to go. I also want to go to the pyramids. Again, my past architecture life in Egypt, I've always wanted to see the pyramids of Giza.
You went? Have you gone to Egypt?
I have not gone to
Okay,
Egypt.
so you just want to go
No,
there.
no, no. I
Okay.
want to go to Egypt. I've been to many places.
My extent of Egypt is like the Mummy movies, like 1, 2, and 3.
We need to get you a little more cultured out there.
I know good movies though.
Good movies.
You can disagree, but I think the movies are good.
They are good. Brendan Fraser, right?
Have I told you that when I was like a kid, I was like, I wanted to literally. Every kid wants to like
Be
run
the
away
mummy?
from home at some point,
Not
And
me. I love my parents.
You don't.
I love you, Mom.
See that he said that and he winked like he doesn't really. No, I'm kidding. We all love our parents. Mom, Dad, I love you. Please keep paying for my rent. I'm kidding. They don't pay for my rent. We pay for our rent on our own. But so The Mummy like was always kind of like one of my like childhood movies that I like really liked, and I was like I want to run away, and I liked them so much, and it's all these people like exploring and finding like hidden treasure and these mummies like coming to life and all these traps and stuff. So I remember like for like 2 weeks, I think I like slept outside for like 2 days when I was younger, and it was just like I had this book with all these like mummy artifacts, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna like do a lemonade stand to like be able to pay for my trip to Egypt, so I could go in one of these pyramids and find like a cave and get all this money, and then be on like I don't know, maybe like the Today
Indiana
Show or
Jones
something.
out here.
Yeah, that was the dream. So, every kid's got a dream. Some of you
We
want to
all
be
got a dream.
firefighters. I wanted to be the homeless mummy guy.
Homeless mummy guy. All right. Well, for places that you want to travel, let us know in the comments. I don't know about my top 10 list there from EF Tours. Thank you, EF Tours, for providing that list.
Shout out.
Shout out.
But not too much.
Not too much. Weekly tea. That's what we're shouting out.
Yeah.
But out of that list, I don't know. I think Croatia tops it, or Egypt. I'd like to go there. Have you been to Japan? Japan's cool.
I haven't been there. I haven't been
cool
there.
spot.
I want to go there.
All right, so let us know where you want to travel in 2024. Maybe it's local, maybe it's international.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're international and maybe want to travel to the USA. I don't know.
Or if you're local in New York, I would like appreciate more good spots in New York too. I feel like I have like a few I know, but
Let
I
us
don't go
know.
there enough. So
let us know
me
some good spots.
Yeah.
But with that said, we're almost done with our drinks. Oh, Dan's done.
I'm done. I talk quick and then
He's an
I
alcoholic.
drink
He's got to
quick.
wet his whistle. But with that said, Football Sunday is coming up soon.
Yes.
So check out our newsletter. We're going to be talking about that pretty soon as well. Just to mention our blog so far, we have a blog, weeklytea.com. Check it out. We've been posting a lot of fashion tips and tricks, I guess, because Fashion Week is coming up.
That's not going to be everything we post there, though. Don't worry.
Yeah, trust me, we're not fashion experts. We're just guys in Hoboken with fashionable sense. But
Yeah,
Fashion Week is coming up, so we have a lot of posts on the blog, kind of in that theme. But football Sunday, what to 180 the topic or 360? What do you say? What's the saying?
180.
I don't know, 180.
Say,
We're gonna 180 the topic.
You old people, you don't understand the
these,
Riz,
these
the 180,
geezers, man. They gotta respect their
the
elders.
headset.
But football Sunday is this week. We hope you have a fantasy football team.
This is both our first times doing fantasy football, and like I've never done it. I feel like because I'm worried about like how much time it's gonna suck out of my day. And we both were like, you know what? We'll throw $25 into this like league because our run club is like a few people are doing it. So we were like, yeah, we'll join it. And so we get there. We think it's gonna be casual where it's like, you know, pick one, pick two, but you're just like drinking a beer and kind of like chatting about it after like our big run. We were like exhausted, and we sat there with like 10 people and like no one's talking and they're on their phone and they're just like, my pick's up.
It was very intense.
Running
it was
back.
very intense.
So far so good. My points are doing well. I'm winning week 1, but again, it's only one game's been played.
I've done very poorly. I'm a hockey guy, not a football guy. So Spittin' Chicklets is the podcast that I usually
Let's go
listen
Devs.
to.
And
Let's go
Blackhawks.
Devs.
Chicago roots. Got to stick with the Blackhawks.
Connor Bedard, I got to respect him for the
got to.
Blackhawks, but we'll get more into that in hockey season.
Yes,
So
we
it's
will.
coming up here. October, I think, is when everything starts.
Yeah, but even I feel like I'm already overwhelmed with like fantasy because you know
Fantasy football.
Fantasy football. I had one guy who like is on my fantasy team who played yesterday, which is the first like game of this NFL season, and I looked at like the rest of the games, and there's like 10 games on Sunday. So I'm like, how am I going to keep up with all this? But you know what? We're gonna figure it out somehow.
If you're in Hoboken, we'll probably be at McSwiggin's.
Yeah,
Hoboken.
It's our favorite bar.
It's our favorite bar out there.
Yeah.
What's another good bar that we go to? Black Bear.
Black Bear's good.
Shameless plug. If you're in Hoboken, go there.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Maybe throw me a beer, Black Bear, at some point on the house.
It's just so needy. Can't deal with him.
I'm kidding.
But other than that, I think we're gonna wrap out. It's almost 10 o'clock. It's probably going out time.
It's getting there. It's
Getting there.
But
we gotta change. We gotta freshen up. We gotta look good.
Yeah.
Not that we don't look good already, but we gotta get better looking good.
But hey, appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you stayed to the end of the podcast, you know, leave a comment that you did. We want to, you know, interact with you more, be able to come on here and talk about topics that you're interested in, have more guests on here, and just.
We hope you keep tuning in.
Yeah, we do. And thank you so much because, you know, it's just getting started. We're gonna go to the bar, but we'll talk to you soon.
If you're out of the bar in Hoboken, let us know because that's where we'll be.
Or New York.
And next week we'll have a different drink.
Yep.
Could be Coors.
It could be this again.
Could be this again.
Could be old fashions.
Could
Whatever
be
we're feeling.
whatever
you know?
we have on our bar cart.
Whatever gets you through the week.
Comment below. Let us know.
Yeah.
Because we'll drink whatever and we'll make whatever. But thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys. Have a good night.